Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about something that is kind of a hot button topic, and that is politics in gaming or politicalization of gaming, and specifically around Sweet Baby Incorporated. So recently I did a review of Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, and this game has gotten a ton of hate because it has Sweet Baby Incorporated attached to it. And in case you don't know, Sweet Baby Incorporated is a consulting company, and that is all that they usually do is they consult with, let's say, Sony, as Sony is making a game, and they try and maybe add a little bit more of diversity into the characters, stuff like that. All they are is a consulting company, and then it's entirely on the developers to decide if they actually want to implement any of those changes. And I can show you some of the games that they have worked on here, some big titles. We have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Sable was kind of a bigger one. Gotham Knights, God of War Ragnarok, The Crew, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, now Flintlock. They're working on some stuff coming out, including the Marvel Wolverine game and South of Midnight. So instantly what you'll probably see when you look at a lot of these games is that they're actually not terrible games. Like, a lot of these are actually good or even great games, I would say. Like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I've heard great things about. I'm not a big Assassin's Creed fan, but I've heard that the game is actually quite great. I really liked Sable. God of War Ragnarok, I think is a great game. I think most people agree. The Crew is a pretty good, racing game if you're into that. Marvel Spider-Man 2 was pretty good. I think I gave that like a 7.5. Alan Wake 2 was great. So you're seeing some good games. There are some stinkers in here for sure, like Gotham Knights. That's a big stinker, like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. But one thing that you'll see, a lot of these games that are kind of stinkers, they're not stinkers because of diversity. They're not stinkers because, oh my god, they made this, like, Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League isn't a trash game because they made Deadshot black and because now Mr. Freeze is Mrs. Freeze and she's a lesbian or whatever, right? These games aren't bad because of diversity. They're bad because they're bad games. And this is sort of my fundamental view upon all of this. Any politics in my games is the game good? That's literally all I care about. And this seems to be a stance or a POV that a lot of people don't share. And that's completely fine. At the end of the day, you vote with your wallet. And if you really don't want to play, God of War Ragnarok because Angrboda is black, then that's totally on you. It's your money. But for me personally, my stance on all politics in games and stuff like that is I don't give a fuck. I will be completely content playing a 300-pound trans black woman that's retarded in some way, shape, or form if the game is good. I mean, I really do not care. And this is kind of something that I feel like is unheard of, a POV that's unheard of, because there's this politicalization in gaming where you are either against, you know, any sort of this politics or like changing the race of characters, and that means that you're on the right side, right? Or I guess things are reversed for you guys. So that means you're on the right side. You're right wing if you're against all of this SJW stuff, the race swapping and the politics in the game or whatever. And if you're for it, or you're for like covering up women and stuff like that in games, then now you're on the left. You're an SJW cuck or whatever. Well, I don't really talk too much about my politics, but I'm probably someone that leans a little bit more towards the right. But really, I vote and I pick a candidate based upon policy. Right here, just on my table, I have my everyday carry. I'm very pro gun. I own many guns. But I believe in things on the left as well. I'm pro abortion, for example. So, I am pretty firmly in the middle, and I pick a candidate based purely upon their policies. I don't really believe in the identity politics of team red or team blue or oh my god, we gotta fight each other. I think all of that is kind of silly. Reminds me of like having cliques in high school or something like that. I vote and I believe based purely upon a few key factors like gun rights, for example. So I don't really understand this whole like politicalization thing because obviously, like I just said, I'm very pro gun. But when I was playing Spider-Man 2, there was a scene where these guys are robbing a gun store, and Spider-Man makes a bunch of jokes about how, oh man, it's way too easy to get guns. Oh, it's so easy to get guns in this country. This is terrible, and that upset some people when they played the game. They're like, oh my god, it's preaching to me about guns. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I'm Spider Man. I'm flinging around, kicking dudes 30 feet into a wall, and I get to play as Venom and eat fucking dudes. You know, it's like I don't care about stuff like that. I don't care if there's gay characters in a game or the main character is like Flintlock, the main character is a black chick and she's not particularly attractive, or Fable coming out. I really don't care about any of that stuff. The same way I didn't give extra points to Stellar Blade because it's a hot chick with her boobies and her booty hanging out, right? Um, I care about the game. I care about the narrative that's being told, and I care about the gameplay. And so for me, I really don't understand. Like, for example, if I were to be playing Doom, and it's still the same gameplay of Doom, right? It's still ripping and tearing to heavy metal, and I'm just absolutely decimating hordes of demons, and it's super fun. But then, there were to be like a trans character or something, or a gay couple, or I don't know, insert whatever thing here that might trigger some people. I don't care because the gameplay is still really fun and it doesn't bother me. Like these things, I just genuinely do not understand really caring about them. And, especially with Sweet Baby Incorporated, to kind of circle back to that, as I showed you out of this list of games here, there are some good games. Uh, Here there are some stinkers, but I mean honestly, try and find me a company that only makes bangers, right? But there are some bangers here, and yeah, do they have some things that people may consider woke? Yeah, probably. Like I said, God of War Ragnarok, Angraboda's Black. People were upset about that. Spider-Man 2 has like a gay mission. The reason I didn't like the gay mission isn't because it was gay and I was helping a dude ask another dude out to prom. It wasn't because of that. It was just a criminally fucking boring mission. It was just it was literally just a boring mission, man. I'm just setting two dudes up. I wouldn't care if it was a chick and a chick or a chick and a dude or whatever. It was just a boring fucking mission. Um Alan Wake 2, I guess you could say like um the girl character, I'm totally spacing on her name. Her being black, maybe that's the SJW thing. She does have a line about like being sick and tired of white men or something like that. That came a little bit out of left field, but I mean, the game was good, so I didn't really care, right? And you can actually even it shows you like what they did. So for like Valhalla, they did script writing, and for Alan Wake 2, it was more of like a consulting for characters and sensitivity reading, whatever the fuck that means, right? So, I guess basically what I'm getting at is with all of this heated discussion going on, a lot of people being very angry about, in my opinion, very silly things. Um, the reason why I don't care is because what benefit is there to caring? I mean, honestly, like, okay, Spider Man wants to talk about, how having guns in America is bad and how you shouldn't have guns in America. Okay. Who cares? I mean, how does me getting upset about that help at all? How does that do anything? Like, is him saying that detracting from the gameplay or the actual narrative of the game? No, I would say it doesn't. Um, Not at all. And honestly, if anything, they actually made Mary Jane like a better character in the second game. So maybe Sweet Baby actually helped out with that one because they actually made Mary Jane sections not terribly boring like they were in the in the first game before Sweet Baby. So I don't know, man. Maybe they actually helped a little bit there. But yeah, I don't really understand the anger and all of that around all of this, around all the politics with these games and with Sweet Baby and stuff like that. Like my problems with Flintlock, for example, which I think I recently just gave like a 6 out of 10. My problems with that game have nothing to do with the character being black or a woman, right? And it's the same with all of my reviews. And I've even reviewed several of these Sweet Baby games, and I didn't even know they had Sweet Baby attached to them. And you could watch those reviews. I guarantee you, I don't say anything about, oh, the character's black or the character's a woman or whatever. You know what I mean? I just think it's silly. I think that you should probably be spending your time caring about, some things that are actually important, you know? Uh like worry about getting your credit score up, worry about getting that promotion or getting a new better job or achieving your finishing up your degree, worry about settling down and finding a husband or a wife and having kids and buying a home. There's like so many real world things to care about that it's absolutely so silly to be caring about like the skin color of a video game character or them talking about, some sort of politics at a video game. It's just silly, especially when some of the best games of all time are highly political, like Metal Gear Solid, BioShock, right? A lot of these like really good games, some of the best games of all time, hell, even Half-Life, you could say. Um, Mass Effect. I mean, literally so many of these games have like big politics in them, right? And so it's so silly to say like I'll keep the politics out of games when some of the best video games of all time are highly political in nature. Um, so yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I just kind of wanted to talk about it because it's been something that's been annoying me for a while. Is that I just feel like I watch a trailer for a game and it has a black person in it, and I'm just like, oh great. I'm gonna go down to the comments and it's just all gonna be about the black person. And then sure as shit, I go into the comments and it's all about the black person. I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you guys are making gamers look so bad. You're making us look like just uh, you know, fucking incel, racist, homophobic, transphobic assholes, and it's just not necessary at all. Save the energy for real life. At least, if you're gonna care about these things, at least save the energy for caring about it in real life, not in over pixels. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's totally normal and correct to get mad at video games, or do you think, it's a lot of wasted energy? I'd love to hear what you guys think, or maybe somewhere in the middle. I don't know. But anyway, that'll do it for me. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see all of you next video or stream. Bye bye.